Why is it that so many genuinely good men find themselves stuck in the emotional purgatory of admiring a woman from afar, never quite bridging the gap between admiration and connection? Think about it. You've been there, haven't you? Watching her posts, laughing at her jokes, always available when she needs something, essentially being her biggest fan while she sees everyone but you as a potential partner. The truth hurts, but it needs to be said. Being her fan doesn't make her yours. In fact, it might be the very thing keeping you apart. When you position yourself as a fan, you're not standing on equal ground. You're looking up at her from below, creating a dynamic where she's the performer and you're just part of the audience. And no matter how loyal an audience member you are, the performer rarely walks off stage to start a relationship with someone watching from the back row. The psychology behind this is both simple and heartbreaking. We think that showing unwavering support and constant availability will eventually translate into attraction, that somehow, through sheer persistence and niceness, we'll earn our way into her heart. But attraction doesn't work on a point system. You can't collect enough fan tokens to trade them in for a relationship. I see this pattern everywhere. Men who are smart, kind, and have so much to offer, reduced to background characters in the story of someone else's life. And the most painful part, many of these men genuinely believe they're doing everything right. They've been told that being supportive, non-threatening, and always available is the recipe for winning someone's heart. But let's pause and consider what actually creates attraction. It's not admiration, it's mutual respect. It's not availability, it's having a life so fulfilling that someone wants to be part of it. It's not constant validation, it's authentic connection based on seeing each other as equals. The uncomfortable reality is that being her fan places you in a category that's incredibly difficult to escape from. In her mind, you become the supportive friend, the shoulder to cry on, the safe option that generates zero excitement or curiosity. And once you're categorized this way, it takes nothing short of emotional alchemy to transform that perception. So, what's the alternative? How do you shift from being her fan to becoming someone she can't stop thinking about? First, you need to understand that genuine attraction grows in the space between two whole people, not in the gap between a fan and their idol. This means you need to reclaim your center of gravity. Your life needs to revolve around your passions, goals, and growth, not around her social media updates or her emotional needs. This isn't about playing games or becoming someone you're not. It's about remembering who you are beyond this one-sided dynamic you've created. It's about bringing your authentic self back into focus after allowing it to blur in the background of someone else's spotlight. The shift begins with how you value your time and attention. These are your most precious resources. Yet when you're in fan mode, you distribute them freely, without discernment. You respond immediately to her messages. You rearrange your schedule to accommodate her last-minute plans. You listen for hours to her relationship problems with other men. What if, instead, you began treating your time and attention as the valuable commodities they are? What if you started investing them primarily in yourself and your growth, and only shared them with people who reciprocate that same level of investment? This doesn't mean becoming cold or unavailable. It means developing healthy boundaries that signal to yourself and others that you respect your own worth. It means occasionally saying, "I can't make it tonight, I've got other plans," even if those plans are simply investing in yourself. It means not dropping everything to respond to her message within seconds. As counterintuitive as it might seem, creating this space often sparks curiosity. When you're no longer orbiting her world, predictably reacting to her every move, something interesting happens. You become a bit of a mystery, and mystery is the soil in which attraction often grows. But there's more to this transformation than just creating space. You need to genuinely refocus on building a life that energizes and fulfills you. What are the passions you've neglected while being her fan? What friendships have you let slide? What goals have been sitting on the back burner because your emotional energy was tied up in this one-sided dynamic? Reclaiming these parts of yourself isn't just about becoming more attractive to her. It's about becoming more alive to yourself. It's about remembering that you are the main character in your own life story, not a supporting character in someone else's. As you shift your focus back to your own growth, something remarkable happens. You begin carrying yourself differently. There's a quiet confidence that comes from being anchored in your own worth rather than seeking validation from outside. This confidence is magnetic in a way that fan-like adoration never can be. Now, let's talk about how you interact with her during this transformation. The key is to shift from pedestalization to authentic connection. When you place someone on a pedestal, you're not really seeing them. You're seeing an idealized version that you've created. And ironically, no one feels more alone than when they're admired for a version of themselves that doesn't actually exist. True connection happens when you can see someone clearly, their strengths and their flaws, and still choose to engage with the whole person. It means being able to playfully tease her about her quirks rather than treating her as flawless. It means having the confidence to respectfully disagree with her sometimes rather than nodding along with everything she says. It means sharing your authentic thoughts and feelings, even when they might not align perfectly with what she wants to hear. This kind of authentic engagement creates a dynamic where you're meeting as equals, not as fan and idol, and it's only on equal ground that real attraction has the space to develop. Another crucial element in this transformation is expanding your social world. When you're fixated on one person, your social interactions become narrowly focused, which creates an unhealthy pressure on that relationship. By actively cultivating a rich social life, spending time with friends, meeting new people, engaging in group activities, you not only enrich your own experience but also demonstrate that you're someone with social value who others enjoy being around. This broader social engagement serves another important purpose. It helps you maintain perspective. When your attention is diversified across multiple meaningful connections, you're less likely to overinvest in someone who isn't reciprocating. You're also more likely to recognize when someone is genuinely interested in you because you have points of comparison. Now, as you make these changes, it's important to approach them with the right mindset. This isn't about executing a strategy to win someone over. It's about recalibrating your life to a healthier, more fulfilling balance that may or may not include her romantic interest. The paradox is that making her interest less central to your happiness actually increases the likelihood of creating genuine attraction. And what happens if, after all these changes, she still doesn't see you as more than a friend? Then you've lost nothing and gained everything. You've reclaimed your time, your attention, and your emotional energy. You've remembered what it feels like to live as the protagonist of your own life rather than a supporting character in someone else's. You've created space for someone who will see and appreciate you as an equal from the start. The journey from being her fan to potentially becoming her partner isn't about clever tactics or saying the right lines. It's about a fundamental shift in how you value yourself and engage with the world. It's about creating a life so authentic and engaging that others naturally want to be part of it, rather than constantly seeking admission into someone else's. So starting today, make a promise to yourself. Promise that you'll stop orbiting her life and start fully inhabiting your own. Promise that you'll invest your precious time and attention primarily in your growth and in connections that feel balanced and reciprocal. Promise that you'll engage with her and everyone from a place of authentic self-respect rather than eager validation seeking. This shift won't happen overnight. There will be moments when old habits try to reassert themselves, when the temptation to fall back into fan mode feels overwhelming. In those moments, gently remind yourself that you're not just changing a behavior, you're reclaiming your worth. And remember, the ultimate goal isn't just to become more attractive to her. It's to create a life where you're so connected to your own value that you naturally attract people who recognize and appreciate that value, whether that includes her or someone you haven't even met yet. The most powerful attraction isn't created by what you do for someone else. It's created by who you become for yourself. So stop being her fan. Start being your own champion. That's when everything changes.